Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, Adult Colorist. My name is Jody and today we are going to go over how I plan on using Amanda Colors 2025 coloring planner. I purchased this off of Amazon after watching Amanda's great flip through and explanation of how she designed this and how she set it up to be used. I will link that in the video description below, her flip through, so you can get it straight from the horse's mouth on how she planned on people using this planner. I love the idea. I use a planner every year. I have used the coloring companion for 2 years. Last year I made my own coloring planner and I had a lot of fun, and I did a video on how I made this last year. So I thought that I would show you what I plan on doing for 2025. So the first thing that I noticed is that I am a person who typically will disc bind her books when they are the 10 by 10 size. So I've done that to quite a few of my coloring books. I do have a video from a couple of years ago on how and why I disc bind on my channel, so you're welcome to check that out. I did really like the fact that I could lay my planner flat out like this, and then when I'm doing filming or just even recording stuff, I have no problems writing in it. The book isn't flipping shut on me. So that was the first thing that I kind of thought that I would like to adjust, because I didn't enjoy the coloring companion, this kind of thing where I had to like hold it open all the time and just not able to write. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this to my local print shop, and I am going to have the spine removed. Then I may go ahead and have do some self-laminating, and I will show you how I did that. I'm also going to disc bind that, so I will show you all the steps and then some of the other things that I plan on making a few adjustments to make the planner what I find most useful. So hats off again to Amanda for creating this book. I really appreciate the time and effort she spent in it, and I hope she's okay with the changes that I make to personalize it. All right, that's what this video is about. Go grab yourself a drink and I'll be back with a few changes. All right, I am back from visiting my local print shop. They had time and did it right away. They have a large machine that basically just guillotines the spine right off, so it's a nice clean edge. They take as little off as possible, so it's wonderful. It cost me $1 plus tax, so $1.05, so I was pretty pleased with that. So now this is all ready for me to disc bind. Now a couple other things of note is I want to now that the book is going to be loose, I want this front cover and the back cover to be a little bit stronger. I have already own a bunch of supplies, and I'm just going to make use of what I have at my home. So for starters, I have purchased from a long time ago Dollarama, and it's 3 pieces of self-adhesive laminating sheets. So taking one of that, or 1 or 2 of them depending on how I want to do it, but I'm going to laminate the front and the back covers to make them a little bit stronger. I've got the light turned off right now, so there's a little less glare, so I'm hoping that that helps. And I also have some tabs numbering 1 to 12, and so instead of having all of the months listed out, which makes the tabs a little bit wider, because the book is still fairly short, I thought I would use numbered tabs that I already have. As you can see, they're much larger than the book. So what I have done is just on the back cover or the back tab, I've measured out how large I want them to be with the tabs sticking out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is first go ahead and laminate the top, front and back cover before I use my arc punch. Now when I disc bind, I will disc bind and it punches out these little mushroom shapes, and it's similar to a happy planner kind of punch. although the arc punch is a little bit more heavy duty. So that is the system that I use. I've got some coordinating colors, and I picked the teal blue color because I thought it would go nice with the covers, so I already had those on hand. If there are any little rough edges on that, I take a nail buff and file them down to make this super smooth, because these are not the Happy Planner. These are off of Amazon, so they were a lot cheaper, so they don't work quite as smoothly if you have any rough edges. So I have found little nail buff helps take off any rough edges, and it makes them work much better. So if you're having problems with knockoff discs, then you may find that useful. The only other thing I'm going to need right away is my paper cutter, and that's just to cut down things to size so that I can get laminating and then moving, cutting these date tabs down to size. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go off and do some of that, and then I'll be right back, and we'll continue on with adjusting the 2025 coloring planner. In case you're not familiar with how self-laminating sheets work, it opens up much like a folder. There is a little strip along this edge here that I will pull up, but you're just going to center the book down however you like it. If you want it to go this way, you could, but then I'm not going to have quite as much on the edge. I want the whole cover to be laminated, so I'm actually going to just do up from a couple of millimeters, but not much. I'm going to slide this all the way tight to the side. Then you remove the strip. See this strip right here? And I'm just going to get some scissors. Okay, just so that I'm not wasting any actual laminating sheet, I have stuck at the top of this, I've stuck a bookmark that I had already done colored, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that excess piece up there to laminate a bookmark, just so that I can be a little bit frugal. So now that I have done that, all you're going to do is slide the sheet from up here, and this peels off and is sticky, so we're just going to slide it over. If you have a ruler, that's kind of helpful as well. And we're just going to slide, and kind of let you see on this side. I'm just pushing this. Okay, so as I'm sliding it, I'm just pushing the ruler, and I'll turn the light on now, hopefully. And so the self-adhesive sheet just is peeling off, and I'm just pushing the sheet, and then it's off. So this is how it's looking. It's all sealed. I'll go ahead and do the back cover. I'm just running my ruler down to seal all the edges to make sure everything is nice and tight. And that's as easy it is to laminate. So it's very, very user-friendly and easy to do. There's not a lot of folding or getting yourself all sticky, and there's no hot machine. So yeah, really like these self-laminating sheets from Dollarama. All right, let me do the back page. There are 3 sheets in this package, so that's always useful. So it lets me do a front and back cover and then have a spare one. So again, it just opens up. And I want this is the back cover. So the first time I did it with the face up. Now I'm going to do it with the face down because I want the edge to be the same. I'm going to make sure that I've got the same bottom amount. So I'm going to move it down just a smidge. So I want the book to, I don't want to have to trim too much afterwards. Let me grab another bookmark so that I'm being frugal. Okay, everything is lined up. I've got a bookmark up here ready to be laminated. I've got the cover, and the cover is upside down. Everything's placed. I have removed the sticky strip on the side, so I'm now ready just to start pushing this paper this way. So there's the self-laminating sheet, and I'm grabbing a large ruler. And it's kind of hard to see. I'll try and maybe do this so you can see, but just pushing, and this falls off on its own. Get you a better angle if I can. Okay. Again, I'm just going to smooth it out. This works really well. No, I rarely ever have a bubble or problem with anything. Tightly seal. The glue goes right to the end, so it seals nice. So you don't need to have a large lip, which is great. And you can't really undo this. Like once you've laminated it, it's done. So it's not something that you can kind of start and then change your mind later. So make sure you know, like most things, if once you've laminated, they're in there. Okay. Beautiful. Now, once I'm happy, there's absolutely no creases. This is great. I'm going to take my paper cutter, and first I'm going to cut off this bookmark. Now for the bookmark, I can either leave this amount up here, and I could add a hole punch and then a ribbon, or I can trim it off as well. So I think I'll just trim it off for now. There we have a bookmark, and I'll add that to my bookmark stash. And now we have this area out here cut off this side. So before I cut that side off, let me trim the other side, because I want to make sure that they are even. Okay, now we have the front and back covers. Okay. Now I want to take one of my tabs, and I want to measure out exactly where I want it to be. I want them to stick out a little bit, but I don't want a whole bunch. And now that this has a hard edge over here, it's going to alter the measurement, so that's why I have waited until now to do that. Okay, so it does make a difference. So I'm going to adjust my measurement here. Okay, so as you can see, let me turn the light on now. My first measurement was inside here, so it's almost 1/8 of an inch or something difference. So I'm glad that I didn't cut before I had finished the front covers. So now that I have a new measurement area, I'm a little bit more confident about trimming down those dividers. Okay, grab the paper cutter, and we will, now I want about the same amount of on both sides. Okay, I have trimmed both the front and back covers, and they are ready now. Now I'm left with 2 of these long offcuts. Now I would not throw these away. These are the perfect size. What I plan on doing is hole punching these as well, so that I can insert them and have them as temporary placements that they can be moved around. I can add a top part on it so that there's a tab on the top. So yeah, I think that this is still worth saving and using. So let me go ahead and also trim up all of these, and then we'll get to disc binding. Okay, I am ready for assembly. I have got laminated front and back covers. I have chopped down my tabs to a size that is going to work. I am now going to punch them all, and I'm going to set it at letter, and I am going to punch the front and back covers first to snug it up, and I am simply going to press down, and now you can see, I'll shut the light off. Now you can see, hopefully, the holes. Now the holes go right through the plastic, and that's where the discs come in. Each disc is going to fit in that hole. And that is how that's going to look. I can go ahead and do the back cover right away as well, or I can simply start. So when I'm punching, to make sure that you are always punching the right size, I set the book up like this. So this is my front cover. I've opened it up. This is how the book goes, like this. So you're always going to, so that you're not accidentally punching the wrong side, take a few, get them totally lined up, slide straight across. So I'll just do the first one together with you. Make sure you've got the paper pushed all the way back, holding it firm. Hole punch. Now you see all of the holes, and then I simply snap them into the rings. And I do little bits at a time. That seems to work best. And there we have it. Our first section is done. So I'm going to do that for all of these. When I come to January, I'm going to simply bring this in as well and slip it in there. But let me first punch these. I'm going to punch January. And then we're going to do January. And we've got February, and I'm just going to go like that. So I'll continue on, and I'll be back once all this is finished. Just bring it back, show you how it's coming along. I'm able to do a whole month of pages at a time, so that's been actually quite speedy. So I've got, and I've pre-punched all of the holes in the rest of the month's tabs, so it's going quite quickly. So remember the scraps that I had kept before? I have done some punching of holes on them, and I can now insert them into wherever I need them. I have two. I've also rounded the corners because they were quite sharp. They left the bottom ones fine, but I just have a little paper corner rounder, and I have just gone in and rounded the corners so that they're not so sharp. And that makes it a nice little finished edge. I've just used a couple of stickers that I've had for a while. And this one says important, and this one just has a blank so I can write what I need to up top. Then I shifted the holes so that they were started a little bit lower. And now I have a tab that sticks in. There's no holes up here, so it's obvious that it's supposed to stick up, and I can just have that wherever I need to, and it will move in and out. And because it is the just plain plastic, you can also see through it, and it'll move like that. So just nothing is wasted, and I think that it adds just a little bit extra, and it sticks up only on the top, so my book can still stand on its edge on my desk, and everything will be great. So there you go. Just wanted to show you that that's how I've used up the side cuttings of the front cover. Okay, trying to keep the glare off of the book. I just thought I would show you now that I have had a chance to finish totally setting up the book. I've gone through all the pages, and I'll just quickly show you what I've added. So I have added I have a small binder, and it had some folders in it. So I added this so that I could tuck in my monthly palette and stuff, just so that I have it loose and it's not on my floating around on my desk. This is the calendar. I was happy to have both a current and a next year calendar, so great job, Amanda. I like that. Then we've got 6 months at a time for future planning. I may or may not use these pages. We'll just have to wait and see. Goals by the quarter. I certainly will look at this and try and do some more planning before the end of the year, so I likely will be using this. Totals. This is kind of going to be nice, and it'll be easier to do a summary with all the totals, so I will try and keep this up to date. This is just a little tab that I have set up that can come in and out of the book, and this is the books and pages colored in. So I've never done this kind of little graph before, but it looks like fun, and I may or may not complete it. Now then, we've got books to completed coloring books, and we've got books to complete. Next year I plan on doing it a little bit differently. I did 5 originally. The first year I did 10 books. Last year I did 5 books. This year I'm going to keep with the books that I still am completing, and then I'm not going to really focus on completing a book this year. I'm going to take a break and do something else. So watch for a future video coming up about the plans. So these pages probably won't be filled in. Then we have this, books colored in during 2025. I have less than 100 books. I'm getting very close to 100, but I don't have like just thousands of books. I have all my books on one bookshelf, and I'm planning on keeping it contained. So instead of using this as books colored in 2025, because I do color in a lot of books every month, I have changed this to be untouched books colored in during 2025, and I currently have 11 untouched books. I have a few more books coming though in the mail, so they may get added to this before the end of the year, so I may have 12. I did note though that it's awfully tiny to put 2 books on a line, so in 2 columns. So I've made this 1 column and just 1 line per each book, because simply they're just either my writing is too big or there really just isn't enough room. So having 2 columns was a bit much, especially if you wanted to have the author or the illustrator as well as the book's title. But I mean, Travel Sketches by Yuri the Field Mouse, that takes up that whole amount even before you get to the author, so the illustrator. So that's how I'm going to use this. So this may end up being that as well. I doubt I will use these pages. And then we've got, normally we jump right into creativity, and the next is the picture. So what I've done is there's no place for monthly planning, and I do plan out my videos, and I do research, and I take notes and all that kind of stuff. So I have gone ahead and input in each month a few pieces of paper, a variety of lines, grids and dots, and a blank. So just depending on what at the beginning of the year I did extra, in each month I've done a few less. So after the prompts and challenges, I have insert some pages, and I've just called it video plans, and I've got 2 or 3 pages each month, and then it starts with the buddy colors, and then we go into completed pages. So there's lots of completed pages. I doubt that I'll need all of these, but I didn't want to write over top of all of this with my video plans. I wanted those separate on its own piece of paper. So that's the one really nice thing about disc binding, is you are able to add pages and move things around as you need to. So this second tab just says important right now, and it can come out, and I'll move it every month so that it just snaps in, and because it's plastic, it will not have a problem all month long. Then we've got February, and the same deal for each month. So I've left the picture as the last page of the months before going into. So yeah, there's lots of things you can do when you customize your planner. I probably will add some stickers and some color and all of that kind of stuff throughout the year. So you will just have to keep watching every month to see how my planner evolves. I hope Amanda isn't too upset that I cut her spine off and made a few changes to the book, but I think that for me it's going to work out a lot more. I'm quite excited that I only so far have spent money on the actual planner plus $1 cutting off the spine. The rest of these supplies, the discs, the self-laminating sheets, and the reusing and repurposing the tabs 1 to 12, all were here at my house in my stash. So that is one goal that I'm happy with, using up my stash. So thank you so much for Amanda for creating this book. I look forward to using it in 2025. Let me know in the comments below if you use a coloring planner, if there's something else that I should be maybe customizing and doing to my planner that I haven't thought of. Always looking for new ideas to make things more useful. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a colorful and creative week. I hope you are doing something fun in your coloring, and I look forward to using this planner next year and having lots of fun with you. All right, take care everyone. Remember, Amanda's original planner flip through is in the description below, so that's why I'm not giving a full flip through of the planner, because she did a great job and I want to give her credit. So thank you, Amanda. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye for now.